Guys, welcome to our very first Campfire Talk.
Ta-da! Well, actually, it's more a shed talk in this case, but anyway.
Doesn't matter. Gives us a reason to drink beer.
Oh, Helmut!
So, oh.
There's always a good reason to drink beer, especially in Bavaria.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very
One
much.
for you and one for me. So, well, over time, guys, we got many questions about our motorcycle travels, about our very unusual motorcycle choice, the 55-year-old 50cc two-strokes. Then, of course, how we film this adventure, how we accompany the whole thing. And then, of course, how is life on the road?
Especially as a couple.
That's the hard stuff. Hey. And of course, what's going on behind the scenes? What are we up to when we are not riding and filming?
Well, and so we thought it would be nice to just sit down every now and then and talk with you guys about, well, traveling in general, about motorcycles, breakdowns, about, our very personal ups and downs, maybe some gear or tech talk as well, and of course, everything that happens behind the scenes. And since this is our very first Campfire Talk, we thought it would be a good opportunity, well, to drink beer, of course.
Cheers, guys, first.
But also to give you a little update about where we actually are right now and what we've been up to lately.
So, let's get started. Well, guys, first of all, where are we right now? Well, after 20 months on the road riding across Australia.
Crazy actually how time flies by.
Yeah. Took us quite a while on these little bikes. We had some breaks in between,
well,
of course,
some people would say maybe it is because we've been slightly underpowered for such a big country.
Australia's flat, that's not a problem. But right now we are back in Germany, spending some time with family and friends. It's springtime here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Time to be back.
And we are intensively working on our 50cc Australia adventure, season 2. That's 2, 3 and 4. So that's all coming soon.
And if you guys wonder now where our old trusty 50s are right now, well, we shipped them over from Australia to Malaysia already and safely stored them there with a fellow motorcycle traveler. And well, they're just sitting there now waiting for us to return and to continue our travel to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, guys, that brings us right to the next question, and that is, what are we up to when we step off the bikes, off the adventure, and basically the stuff you usually don't get to see.
Yeah, because riding through a country, experiencing it, diving into the adventure, meeting the locals and accompanying everything with the camera, that's one part of what we do. But actually the way bigger part happens when we step off the bikes, when we finished a big leg of our journey.
Yeah, and what you get to see in our adventure series, as Bear said, that's one part. Yeah, we need to do some research for it, and then of course we're gonna accompany the journey as it unfolds with the camera. That's what you see, the polished version at the very end. But behind the scenes, there's an even bigger chunk happening, and this means going through hundreds of hours of footage, previewing thousands of clips, and then you need to bring all those clips. You cut and edit them, and then you put them together into a nice story. You do voiceovers, you bring in music, sound effects at the very end, creating maps, animations. We also do a color grade at the very end, and you could say, well, just do it quicker. Well, we have very big aspirations with this show. We do not want to create quick YouTube content, but
just
we
to
want
push something out for a schedule.
Yes, we want to take you guys to the place. We want you to meet the locals we meet, to see what we see, and also to feel what we feel. That is very important to us. And after watching one of those episodes, you would say, well, I've been to this place, I've been to Australia, I've felt what you felt, guys. And that is what we want to create, and that is a big, massive effort, I have to say, but we absolutely enjoy it.
Yeah, I think you have to maybe think about it as if you would restore an old motorcycle. Taking it apart, that's one thing, but putting all the little pieces back together, this is actually where the real work happens, and that's the same with our episodes.
Yeah, right. But besides all this production work, there is some time off the computer as well. There's some leisure time.
Yeah, really? Do we have some?
It's not much, to be honest, but every now and then
well, you definitely need some time off the computer to just stay sane here, I think. And hey,
that's too late already.
So mean. You just can't stop being mean, hey. No, but like you said in the beginning, after 20 months of traveling, we really looked forward to spend some quality time with family and friends. And a lot of people always wonder if you get homesick after a while. And normally I would say no, because every day on the road is so exciting. You meet so many new people, so many new experiences that you actually don't have, your mind doesn't have time to get homesick. At least I think we feel like this. It's only very few occasions during the year, like Christmas time or maybe a birthday, where I really wish I could be back home. And therefore, I'm really trying to spend a good time with family and friends now, the siblings, and just enjoy the time we have together right now.
One thing about Australia, I absolutely do love this country. I do love the people there.
We loved every second there, even if it was quite tough sometimes.
Not every second, I would say almost every second, because you need to upgrade something in the country. So if someone from Australia is watching right now, guys, you need a 𝗬𝗂𝘁𝘂𝗯𝗲. That's something I really missed. It's a meatloaf in a bun, very typical for Bavaria. And when we arrived at Munich airport, first thing, 𝗬𝗂𝘁𝘂𝗯𝗲. Doesn't matter, you can eat it at any time. You can always drink a beer to it. That suits very well. That's staple food in Bavaria. That's all good. So that's something I absolutely missed. But as Bea said, you need to have a certain balance, of course. The post-production is very challenging. And therefore, for example, for me, it's great. I do love mountain biking, especially like going up a mountain and then downhill basically on any sort of single track as quick as possible with all those jumps.
And to say, his mountain bike, 2 wheels, of course, and a little engine.
I'm cheating a little bit, but I do love this thing. And I have a little side project as well. I do love to work with my hands. And therefore, thanks to my sister actually, I got an '86 Passat GT Volkswagen, and it was stored in a garage for 15 or 20 years, and therefore I basically restore it. And to be honest, I'm like a little child. I can't wait to start and to drive it as well.
You can tell, I think you have a fable for old vehicles, no matter if
old
our
stuff.
old Kreidlers
I've got a fable for old stuff.
Stop it! Jeez!
Domestic violence, guys. I need a man shed.
You have a man shed here, and I have my personal woman shed back home because I took over my parents' kitchen. As you maybe realized in season 1, I really love cooking, and we had some really nice dinners around the campfire, even somewhere in the bush in season 1, and also now in all the other seasons as well. I really love cooking, but of course with our little camping setup I'm quite limited, so I took over my parents' kitchen now a couple of times already. My mom, she escaped the kitchen because she said I'm a bit of a wild.
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But I have to say, also on the road, she's doing
what
very...
What do you mean it's a mess? It's yummy, it's delicious.
Well, the kitchen is a mess, not the dish itself.
That's why I normally cook outdoors, so you don't have to clean it much.
That's even a mess. No, but she's doing very well. She's not only passionate about cooking, she's also a very great chef. So I absolutely enjoy whatever she's preparing. I love it. It's,
I hope so.
Yeah. I have to say this. We talk about it later.
So there is a lot of things we really enjoy besides the work right now, which is great. But besides us talking about our private life, the question that interests you guys probably most is what happened with our Australia adventure? Is there still something coming? And the good news is, yes, there is heaps of stuff coming your way.
Yeah, well, season 2, 3 and 4 are in the pipeline, and in season 2 we take you guys all the way down from Cape York to Sydney. We ride along the East Coast, and there we experienced amazing adventures, scenery, landscape, wildlife. We met some inspiring people.
Took some beautiful roads and definitely ended up in some places we haven't planned for. I just say we had to cross the same river 14 times in just 7 kilometers. Yeah. That was a pretty crazy adventure.
We thought it's an afternoon ride and it took us like 2 days. But that's the stories, That's absolutely
something you just can't plan.
Yeah, it was absolutely worth to ride. So it was really good fun. So that's part of season 2 as well. And season 3 is from Sydney all the way through the Outback, Cobra, Broken Hill to Adelaide. And then we take the Oodnadatta track up to the centre, Alice Springs, Daily Waters pub you might haven't seen, up to Darwin. And season 3 is then Kakadu National Park. We do a big loop around there.
Snapping handbags.
Yeah, see a lot of snapping handbags. And then we ride west to 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗧𝘂𝗧𝗂𝗯𝗲 Road. You might have heard of. It's only, I would say, three episodes just about the 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗧𝗂𝗯𝗲 Road, big adventure we had there. And then into the Pilbara, 80 Mile Beach, Tom Price, 𝗬𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗧 National Park, 𝗬𝗵𝘃𝗀. We ride along the coast down to Perth, visit the southwest of Perth, do a big detour around the goldfields, which was amazing as well.
Helmut tried to get rich finding some gold. We don't want to spoil too much.
So it was absolutely good fun. 30 to 40 more episodes. And as we talk about the episodes, coming back to our post-production, we mentioned earlier, right now one episode takes me roughly around 100 hours of work in the background, and that is the reason why we are a bit slower than anticipated, but we promise it's all happening.
Yeah, and the good news is season 2 is actually ready to go. It's edited, it's ready to be published, and we will start with the first episode on Sunday, the 21st of June, 6 p.m. Sydney time or 10 a.m. German time. And from there on, we will publish a new episode every second Sunday, and every other Sunday, we will have a campfire talk.
Yeah, and that brings us right to the last topic for the day.
Well, this was our very first campfire talk or shed talk, and we really enjoyed it. Just sitting together, having a beer and talking about what we enjoy most, traveling and motorcycles.
And 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗧𝘂𝗧𝗂𝗯𝗲.
And just sharing all our thoughts with you, just unfiltered and raw, what comes into our mind. And we really hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Well guys, and if you don't know, all this didn't start with those little 50cc two-strokes. The whole travel motorcycle thing actually started way back in 2011, and there we sold everything and we had big motorcycles, and our dream was to ride around the world, actually for 2 years, but we ended up being on the road for 5 years. So we crossed Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, big parts of Southeast Asia, went all the way down to Australia, New Zealand, spent 1.5 years in South America, Central America then, and then all the way up to Alaska. So over the years, we've gathered quite a few
knowledge, yeah.
Yes, camping, cooking, fixing stuff in the bush, how it is traveling for such a long time.
As a couple, surviving without killing each other.
Well, there have been opportunities. I thought actually Australia is a good country, you know.
Well, I'm still there, so that means something.
Yeah. Dangerous place. Yeah, they could disappear eventually somewhere.
No, I'm still here. All good.
I wouldn't give her away. Well, anyway, that's just for you guys as an information. If you have any sort of topic you would like to know in this campfire talk, let us know, and we're gonna see you next time on Time to Ride.
Cheers, guys.